Welcome to Sakshi TV special immigration show with attorney Ms. Prashanthi Reddy from Law Offices of Prashanthi Reddy PLLC. Please note that Sakshi TV now has 3 immigration shows every week. On Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. EST with attorney Ms. Prashanthi Reddy in English, on Thursday at 5:30 p.m. EST with attorney Chang Parvatnini, and on Friday at 6 p.m. EST with attorney Bhanu Ilendra. Please tune in to ask your questions. If you're an immigration attorney and would like to join our special shows, please email us at usa@sakshi.com or call 866-724-7441. Before we begin the show, please note that the information provided in this show is not legal advice and is for general informational purposes only. Sakshi TV or its agents will not be responsible for use of information as legal advice. And if you need specific advice, please contact the attorney directly. Ms. Reddy needs no introduction. But if you need consultation, please log on to reddyesq.com for contact information. And when you get in touch with them, don't forget to mention Sakshi TV. From the beginning, reddyesq.com site has put a wealth of free information and online tools in the hands of immigrant community and for the benefit of US employers. The reddyesq.com site provides you with latest and cutting-edge information on immigration law and policies explained in terms you don't have to be a lawyer to understand. Today's topic is the FAQs on adjustment of status outlook for 2023 part 3. And we will continue the knowledge session along with the news updates on latest immigration, followed by Q&A. Before we get into the topic, you can call us on the numbers on the screen for questions related to immigration and also ask for tips. Hi, Ms. Reddy, how are you?
I'm good, Tony. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Happy Dussehra to you.
Thank you. Same to you and to all the viewers as well.
Thank you so much. So before we get into the topic, I want to tell you that we already have callers waiting. Okay. Would you want to take the callers straight away?
Absolutely. Callers are important.
Hello? I can't hear them. Hi, can you hear us? Oh, I think they've not muted it yet. But meanwhile, Ms. Reddy, would you want to discuss any updates or would you want to straight away get into the topic?
Let's get into the topics and finish. Today I think we'll conclude, the 485 FAQ topic.
Right, Ms. Reddy. So we were discussing about, what if the immigrant visa petition underlying. So we were discussing about a lot of FAQs, of course, regarding, the underlying issues, the outlook for 2023. So another FAQ in that is if the immigrant visa petition underlying my pending adjustment of status application has not been adjudicated, will this prevent me from transferring the basis to a different petition?
Right. So, just to recollect, the series we're doing right now of FAQs is on 485s and the outlook for EB2 and EB3 for this year, since we're already in the fiscal year 2023, started as of October 1st. We've already seen from the October visa bulletin that dates have moved back. We're hoping to see a movement forward in November. But
I'm sorry, Ms. Reddy, I don't mean to cut you off, but I think we have callers waiting for us.
Sure, go ahead
now. Hi, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hi, can you tell us your name and where you're calling from, please?
This is Venu. I'm calling from Atlanta.
Hi, you're talking to Ms. Reddy, Prashanthi Reddy. Venu, welcome to the show. You can ask her your question directly.
Yeah, actually, my interview got scheduled on October 27th. So I'm just checking what kind of questions they might ask me.
So what?
And I got the letter also.
So I'm presuming when you say interview, you're talking about the 485 interview?
Yeah, 485 interview.
Employment based, correct?
Yes.
And were there any issues in your 485 or in your filing that you know of?
No, I don't know about that.
Okay. So as long
as... That's what, actually, I don't know, yeah.
So as long as there are no issues that you know of, for a 485, there can be many issues. There could be medical reasons, there could be legal reasons. So if there are no such issues that you're aware of, then it could simply be, random 485 interview. So sometimes they pick cases randomly to interview because they can't interview all cases. They don't have the resources and nor do they want to do it. But sometimes they randomly pick cases. It could be something related to the employer as well. But if you're not aware of any such issues, then it could just be, as I said, a random interview. And generally in an interview, and this is a good question, because a lot of people will be benefited from it. Generally in a 485 interview, they will first ask you to take the oath, then you have to remain standing. Then they will ask for your ID documents, your passport, your previous EADs, advance parole cards. And then they might ask for your original documents. The original documents they ask to look at and they will return it to you is the birth certificate, the marriage certificate. So they look at these documents, and they want to make sure that your date of birth is confirmed and that that birth certificate actually belongs to you and it corresponds with the date of birth that you put in your 485 application. They will also ask a bunch of questions from the form 485. So you should have a copy of your entire 485 packets that you sent to USCIS. You should get that from your employer or attorney, or if you filed it yourself, then you should have it. Go through all the questions in the form 485. Even the biographic questions such as your name, date of birth, addresses, employment. Make sure all that is correct. Then also go through, they will ask you questions about, have you ever been arrested? There are about 20 or 30 questions in the end of the form. So they will ask you all those questions. So make sure you understand the question before you respond to it. Don't just say yes or no without, understanding what they're asking you, and make sure if you don't understand it, they will be happy to repeat the question for you or explain it to you until you understand it. So don't just respond without understanding what the question is. And then finally, they will ask you to sign on the 485 form. And they might ask you about your employment since it's an employment-based petition. So they will have a copy of your labor. So make sure you know what was mentioned in your PERM labor cert, the job duties, the job description, the qualification required. They might ask about your employer. If you're presently working for them, then which client you work for, if you're working for a consulting company or an IT company. Or if you're not, then what kind of job you're doing, what your job description is. And it should at least match somewhat with the description in the labor cert. So that's pretty much what happens in a 485 interview. It's pretty simple in most instances. So good luck with your interview.
Thank you for calling us, Venu. I hope that answered your question. And meanwhile, Ms. Reddy, we already have another caller waiting. Would you want to take their call?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I have one more question. Like in 2010, I couldn't able to run the monthly paychecks. I don't have a W2. Will that be any question on that?
They may not go back to 12 years ago. They will only ask for your latest pay stubs and W2s. I doubt that, if you were ever out of status, that will be, that will be amended if you left and came back into the country. They'll only look at the time from your last arrival into the country. That's from then onwards, they'll see if you're in status or not. So they do ask for status documents and maybe latest pay stubs, but only from the time that you last arrived into the country.
Right. I hope that answered your question, Venu. Thank you for calling us. And Ms. Reddy, we have a couple of callers waiting. I've taken the next one. Hi, welcome to the show. Can you tell us your name and where you're from, please? Hi, please unmute yourself and please tell us where you're from and your name. Hello. If you're watching this, please unmute yourself. I don't think they're watching. Okay.
I think they've unmuted.
I would like. Hello.
Hi. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Inకోటండి అంటే స్పీడింగ్ టికెట్స్ ఉంటే ఏమైనా కన్సిడర్ చేస్తారా అది?
Speeding tickets తో ఏం ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. You shouldn't have a problem speeding tickets తో. That is not really a crime.
ఓకే. అండ్ రీసెంట్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఎవాల్యుయేషన్స్ ఏమైనా తీసుకెళ్ళమంటారా?
అవసరం లేదు. Just your take the whole package, your 485 package సరిపోతుంది.
ఓకే.
And they'll give
And
you
last
a
thing
list
is,
of what you need to. They'll give you a list of documents what you need to take.
ఓకే. ఇంకోటి I-94 అండి. నేను రీసెంట్గా ట్రావెల్ చేశాను డిసెంబర్లో. బట్ నేను నా పాస్పోర్ట్ నెంబర్ తోటి నేను ట్రై చేస్తే అదేమి నో రికార్డ్స్ అవైలబుల్ అని వస్తుంది.
That could be a problem. They might ask for your latest I-94. You just have to tell them that it was not available online. It's possible you could reach out to CBP and get a copy of that I-94 and tell them that it's not available
ఎవరికండి?
online. CBP.
ఎవరికి రీచ్ అవుట్ కావాలి?
CBP.
CBP. ఓకే.
Yeah. Customs and Border Patrol.
ఓకే. CBP. ఓకే. ఓకే. నేను రీచ్ అవుట్ అవుతాను. ఎందుకంటే నేను ట్రై చేస్తే అసలు రికార్డ్ ఏం ఫుల్ కావట్లేదండి. I tried with I-94, I tried with
Right. So just do
number.
just reach out to CBP.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for calling us. Hi, we have another caller waiting. So, hi, please unmute yourself and tell us your name and where you're from. Hi, welcome to the show.
Yeah, hi. This is Nandu. I have a couple of questions to ask. So, can I ask?
Yeah, sure, Nandu. You can ask Miss Reddy herself, yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Thing is, in my passport number included with the 0. But when I try to download the I-94, so it was entered as an O. So, is there any possibility to change that one?
You want to change your passport number? What is it that you want to change?
No. నా పాస్పోర్ట్లో M నుంచి నెంబర్స్ ఉన్నాయండి. సో అందులో I-24లో అందులో
I-94. Which one?
I-94. I-94లో నా 0 కాస్త ఓగా ఎంటర్ అయింది.
So you're saying there is an error on your I-94. The I-94
Yes,
number
yes,
is entered incorrectly, or your passport number on the I-94 is entered?
I-94 I-94 number incorrect.
Okay, that you can reach out to CBP to correct it, but I don't think it's a big issue. I don't think you need to worry about your I-94 number. Just whatever it is, because that I-94 number is issued by CBP. So whatever number they issue, or whether it's a number or an alphabet, I don't think you need to worry about that really.
Okay.
But if it's something, I don't see how that would affect you in any way. But if you do, if any corrections, if your name was incorrect or date of birth was incorrect, I would have asked you to again contact CBP at the airport, wherever you entered last. If you Google it, you should be able to find their number and inform them that the I-94 number is incorrect.
Yeah. And one more question. నేను ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ స్టూడెంట్ని. సో నేను ఇండియా ట్రావెల్ చేయాలంటే ఏదైనా ప్రాబ్లం ఉంటుందా?
Transfer student?
Because of అంటే నా వీసా వచ్చేసి నా ఒక యూనివర్సిటీ మీద ఉంది. బట్ దానికి అడ్మిషన్ అవైలబిలిటీ లేక ఆఫ్టర్ వీసా ఇష్యూ అయిన తర్వాత నేను వేరే కాలేజ్కి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేయించుకున్నాను. సో అదేమన్నా ఇష్యూ అవుతుందా?
No, as long as you did everything under the guidelines of USCIS and you followed the rules, there is no problem simply because you transferred from one school to another school. As long as you followed all the guidelines required, to be able to transfer.
Okay. And one more question. Is there any possibility to file H1B in middle of F1?
You can file H1B any time, whenever, that is provided the H1B numbers are available. So you can file that anytime. You don't need to finish your entire, as long as you qualify for the H1 based on your existing degree, you don't need to wait for your entire period of F1 to be completed before you file a H1. You can file as long as the cap numbers are available.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Or if you're working for a non-profit or a cap exempt organization, you can file that anytime.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for calling, Nando. I hope that answered your question, Miss Reddy. We have callers waiting again.
Sure.
So, do you want to take more callers?
Yeah, please. I would prefer taking callers
Right.
than go through the topic because callers
Hi,
always
hi. Welcome to the show. Could you tell us your name and where you're from, please?
Hello, my name is Stalin and I'm calling from Bangalore. I would like to know, can you explain to us the effect of H1B denial on 1485?
There's no defect. I mean, so I'm presuming the situation is that you have a 485 pending and you have a H1 denial. Is that the situation? Okay, let's
I
presume
think,
that is the situation. Let's
yeah.
presume that is the situation. So, if that's the case, then your 485 does not actually get affected by the fact that your H1 was denied, because unless it was denied for some, fraud or something like that, or some, legal issues, like criminal issues. Otherwise, there's no effect really on your 485 because as of the date of filing your 485, you should show that you're in status. After that, even if your H1 gets denied and you're not on a H1 anymore, you continue to be on pending 485 status. So, and you then would need an EAD to be able to continue to work, and you can switch to an EAD. Otherwise, you'll have to stop working until you actually get the EAD. But otherwise, other than that, there is no effect on the actual processing of the 485.
Right. Right. I hope that answered your question. Thank you for calling us. And Ms. Reddy, we have another caller online. Hi, welcome to the show. Could you tell us your name and where you're from, please?
Hi, this is Arun. I'm from NJ.
Hi, Arun. Welcome to the show. You're talking to Ms. Reddy. You can ask her your question directly.
Yeah, my question is, can anyone leave their sponsoring employer after they file I-485?
Yes, they can, provided if you want to continue your 485, then you should transfer that 485 to another employer, and there is a process under AC 21 where you can transfer your 485 application to another employer as long as the job is same or similar, and 6 months have passed since the 485 was filed and the I-140 is approved. So 3 requirements: I-140 approval, 6 months from the date of filing of the 485, and the job has to be similar or same as the job that you filed for previously under your perm.
Right. I hope that answered your question. Ms. Reddy, one last caller. And I think we have a string of callers today. It's very exciting though.
Yes,
Hi,
it's
welcome
nice
to the
have
show.
callers.
Hello, welcome to the show. Could you please tell us your name and where you're calling from?
Hi, I'm Pradeep. I'm calling from Texas.
Hi, Pradeep. Welcome to the show. You're talking to Ms. Reddy. Please ask her your question directly.
Oh, hi. Hi. So here is my question. My spouse has valid H4 stamping, and we are thinking of applying for H4 EAD, but we have planned that she has to travel to India next month. So what happens if for the EAD, pending EAD, if she travels to India?
The EAD should continue to be pending. There shouldn't be any effect on EAD simply because you travel. I know in the past, back in 2020, they were having an issue with advance paroles. They were not approving advance paroles once you filed and then if you left the country. I don't think that's true anymore. I think they're now approving, and EADs should not be a problem at all. So I don't think it's an issue if you file an EAD and you leave the country. It should not affect the processing of the EAD, as long as you're not leaving for 2 years. If you're leaving for a month and you come back in, there shouldn't be an issue with them processing your EAD.
Well, I hope that answered your question, Pradeep, and thank you for calling us on the show. Ms. Reddy, one last caller. Hi, welcome to the show. Can you tell us your name and where you're from?
Hi, this is Sucharita from New Jersey.
Hi, Sucharita. Welcome to the show. You're in conversation with Miss Reddy. Could you please tell her your question directly?
Yeah, my question was is like I wanted to know what is the processing time for an I-485?
Processing time, as you know, my dear, varies varies depending on where the 485 is pending, depends on when you filed it. So all those cases that were filed in 2020, since there were thousands of cases filed then, at that time in 1 month, those cases took a long time to process. It took more than 2 years. And some cases are still pending, the cases that were filed then. And also the fact that they all went to Texas service center, and there was a huge backlog in those service centers in California, Texas, and Vermont because they received the bulk of the cases in 2020. But after that, we've seen cases get processed really quickly, especially EB1 485 cases. I've seen them processed, the 485 cases being processed in 6 months also. So unfortunately, there's no consistency, but I would say 12 to 18 months is the processing time for a 485.
Right. I hope that answered your question, and thank you for calling us on the show. With that, Miss Reddy, I mean, since we do not have too much time left on the show, would there be probably a summary that you'd want to tell our audiences, or the important points or takeaways from what you wanted to tell about your outlook on the adjustment of status FAQs, or whatever of all the FAQs that they've asked, or of all the questions that were asked? Any summary that you'd want to probably give out?
Right. So, based on the questions today, some of them were quite basic. They're asking for processing times. They're asking for whether, you could change employers once you have filed a 485. The questions were really good because allowed us a chance to give the viewers, kind of an overview of, the 485 requirements and etc. Broad overview. Some of them were quite specific. There were some F1 questions that we had also. So it's not just, we didn't just touch upon 485, we did F1, we did 485s, H1s. But I think generally what we can do is in the given time, we can take a few questions, Torni, from our agenda and answer them. So the first question is, if the immigrant visa petition underlying my pending adjustment of status application has not been adjudicated, will this prevent me from transferring the basis to a different petition? We are talking about transferring underlying petition, meaning that if you have I-140 filed in, say, EB2, you want now the pending 485 to be adjudicated based on EB3 I-140 or vice versa. The question is, if the I-140 that they have, one of them is pending and the other is approved, is it possible to change then from one to the other? Yes, absolutely. It is possible to change from one I-140 to another. Whether the previous I-140 was pending or the new I-140 is pending, it doesn't matter. Either way, you can ask for change from one petition to the other, even if it's an approved case or if it's a pending case. So I think that's a question that a lot of people have had. Do we have time for another one? Another tip?
Unfortunately, no, Ms. Reddy. We've had a lot of callers today. We couldn't finish our topic.
No problem.
We had the calls coming in right from the beginning. I mean, even before we even started the show, honestly. I've not even had the time to compliment how beautiful you look today.
Oh, thank you. So do you, Tony.
Thank you so much, Ms. Reddy. But we've had a very hectic day today. I think our episode was quite hectic, and hopefully we'll continue this in our next episode. What do you think, Ms. Reddy?
Absolutely. Hopefully we'll get just as many callers in the next episode.
Right. We will. We should. We always do. I mean, this is just one of those exciting days, but we always get callers. Right. So with that, Ms. Reddy, we come to the end of the show, and we will continue the outlook, or your outlook, on the adjustment of status for 2023, and we'll continue that in the next episode. Thank you, Ms. Reddy. It's really a privilege hosting you all the time. The insightful answers you give for all the questions that are asked by our audience live is really, I think you hold the show very well. That's just a compliment I've been wanting to give you for a while.
Thank you so much. It's fun to do this, so I always look forward to doing it every Wednesday.
So do we, Ms. Reddy. With that, thank you, Ms. Reddy. You're watching Sakshi Live. This is Torani. Thank you.